Today on the All NBA Pod, a fantastic episode. Bleacher Report just put out their weekly power rankings. We go through the top 10. We talk about them in depth. A lot of good stuff here, guys. This is one of my favorite podcasts. Me and Ray had a great time recording this one. We hope you have a great time listening to it. I'm a little bit under the weather. If I sound funny throughout the podcast, it's because my nose was super stuffy. I can't help it. This winter weather, man, it's absolutely killing me. But if you do enjoy the podcast, despite my weird sounding congested voice, please leave us a rating and review on the Apple Podcast app as well as Google Play. That helps us out so much. We love reading those reviews. We love you guys. Hope you love the podcast. Sit back, relax, sip on a pina colada. Enjoy this episode. All right, Ray, before we get started with the topics that we agreed to talk about today, I want to go over Bleacher Report's latest power rankings, and I just want to get your thoughts on them.
For sure.
For who do you think is number one?
Milwaukee.
Okay, you saw the photo.
I just saw the photo.
Milwaukee's number one. So power rankings they're not really saying they're the best team in the league. They're saying, they're playing the best right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what power rankings are. So who do you think is number two? Well, before we get there, any disagreement with Milwaukee number one? I don't.
No, I think, they deserve the number one ranking because they're the number one team in the league right now, too.
He's the MVP to me, Giannis. And look, what Harden is doing is it's so amazing. However, I feel like if Westbrook didn't win that MVP where he was the 7th seed, we wouldn't be talking about Harden as an MVP this year. Seriously, we would be talking about it. Yes, he's a contender, but people are going, it's between Harden and Giannis. And it's a split decision from what I'm seeing. Everyone from people on Twitter to actual people who cover the game, it's split decision. But to me, it's not. I want my MVP to be top 2, maybe top 3 seed. Giannis is the best player on the best team in the league. They're the number 1 seed. He's the MVP. The Rockets are 7th right now. Now 7th in the West is really like 3rd or 4th in the East. Definitely. But I don't care. You're in the West. Make do of what you got. Giannis is the MVP. What say you?
I agree with that. And plus, definitely can't disagree with your logic. Definitely MVP on the best team right now. So what happens, let's just say, halfway through the season, basically, what if the Rockets end up getting the number 1 seed in the West? It's not too far-fetched. They're basically, what are they, 4 or 5 games behind?
Then I would give Harden the MVP because...
But what if they're still trending upwards the same way? Like, Giannis doing the same thing he's doing.
The West is harder.
Okay, Tupac.
I would say the talent on the Rockets, if you just take away the stars, so if you take Harden off the team and you take Giannis off the team, what squad would you like more? And CP3's hurt, so you take him off too.
I was about to say.
I would pick the Bucks. They got Middleton.
Well,
Bledsoe.
they have a better team than the Rockets.
If Harden gets the 1 seed with that squad, with CP in and out of the lineup, currently out for a while, in a harder conference, you got to give it to him. And what he's doing, Harden gets a lot of flack. People think he's soft, that he quits, he flops, he gets to the line. All that stuff. No one thinks of Harden as a dog,
As a Harden.
I think he is. He's basically saying, I'm in the prime of my career. We are not wasting this season. And he's willing his team single-handedly to wins. And what impresses me most about the Rockets is, when a guy at pickup ball, 24-hour fitness, city sports, wherever you play, outdoors, if a guy plays like Harden's playing, you're pissed.
Oh, definitely.
You're like, you need to pass the ball, even if you're winning. You're like, you're happy that you're winning, but you're like, it's not fun.
Yeah, you didn't go there to set screens.
But the Rockets, they love Harden. Like all the teammates, they're riding with him, and I think that's impressive to be able to be a teammate that dominates the ball that much. I mean, the play that I hate in this current NBA is they try to run a pick and roll or an ISO, and the the guy who is doing it picks up his dribble, he passes it to wing, but the wing passes it right back. I'm like, what is that? I would never do that. Like, I don't know. It's just like, okay, you screwed up. Now let's do something else.
Yeah.
But no, they just run it back. And Harden does that 2-3 times the possession. And what he's doing, he's willing his team to win. And that's everything you want in a basketball player, is a guy who just wants to win and dominate. And he's doing both of those.
Yeah, something I thought that was super dope of Harden was when he came out and said, like, I want that second MVP.
Exactly.
And I think that kind of like gave me goosebumps. Like, oh man, like, yeah.
And he called it in that Warriors game. He's like, two time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like that. I mean, I think that's different than saying you're the GOAT. Obviously, it's kind of saying, like, I'm not just playing for the money, I'm playing for, like, the legacy. And I feel like Harden wants to cement himself as one of the top tier players ever. And obviously, if you win 2 MVPs, you're setting yourself apart from others for sure. And you're right, he is one of the players in the NBA that dominates the ball, but it seems like it doesn't bother the people that's around him. Like, they encourage it, because I think he can definitely score whenever, but I feel like he does really look to pass first. It's not like he's passing it and asking for the ball back. But if they do give it to him, he'll take advantage of it. Yeah,
I think that team, I don't know what it is, but it might just be that they're well coached, which really hurts me to say for D'Antoni. But maybe D'Antoni was like, look, guys, Harden's our best option. He's going to make you better. No one's going to get open shots off PJ Tucker penetration, post-ups, ISOs. No one's going to get shots off Clint Capella, high post situations. You're going to get open shots, and you will score if Harden gets the ball and he collapses the defense and does whatever he does. Yeah. So maybe D'Antoni said that. Maybe Harden said that. Maybe these guys are just smart enough to understand that. Whatever it is, I'm impressed by it. And yeah, Harden's definitely in the conversation, but I mean, 7 seed, let's look. They are 23-17. That is exactly 5 games behind the number 1 seed. So it's not even like a bad 7 seed.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But if the regular season were to end today, Giannis is MVP.
Oh, yeah, definitely agree.
All right, who do you think's number 2 on this power ranking?
I'll say the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, Denver Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets fans, they're Nuggets fans. They're going to be pissed that they're not going to be considered contenders in the Western Conference, contenders for the championship. And look, I don't think they're contenders. I don't.
They're pretenders.
I don't even think they're, that's the talking head sports radio guy. After the break, I'll tell you why the Denver Nuggets will never contend, ever.
They just pretend.
But I don't even think they're dark horse contenders.
Dark horse contenders?
I think I would be shocked if they made it to the conference finals.
Why would you say dark horse, though? Wouldn't dark horse mean like somebody like the Suns?
No, dark horse is like...
A horse that's dark.
Maybe they are dark horse, but look, I don't think they're getting past the second round. Who's going to get them stops? They're so young. Paul Millsap's been to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? Isaiah Thomas, I guess. Will Barton maybe rode the bench with Portland. In fact, I think he did. But Jokic, not a great defender, not a great rim protector. Now, they're doing okay. Obviously, they're the second best winning percentage in the league, or third best, and they have a fantastic home. So they're going to have home court. It looks like they're going to have home court.
Yeah.
They're 17-3 at home. But who's going to get stops? And Jamal Murray, what is he? Is he a go-to guy, or is he a glorified J.R. Smith? And I say glorified because he's still young.
I want to say glorified. I want to say that. I think he's a baller, man. I think he would be their second star. Obviously, after
he's not consistent enough, though.
He's not, but at like a drop of a dime, every other game, he can get you 30.
But in the playoffs, every other game gets you an L, and you're out of
not if the first game's a victory.
You're right, but in the playoffs you need to be consistent. And game 7, I don't even care where they're playing. Game 7, are you betting money on Jamal Murray?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, you don't feel comfortable. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think they'll end up with the number 1 seed in the West by the end of the season.
Look, if the playoffs ended or started today, they'd be playing the Lakers. They're not beating the Lakers against LeBron. Now, if the playoffs started today, LeBron would be injured, but you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be tough. Like the Nuggets, if they stay in the top 3, which I think is realistic for them, they're gonna play either, they could play anyone from Portland to the Clippers to the Spurs to the Rockets to the Lakers, maybe the Jazz. Like those are gonna be tough wins for this young Nuggets team.
Definitely agree. I think when it comes to the Western Conference in the playoffs, it's going to be definitely all about matchups. Like if you're the number 1 seed, I think it might not give you an advantage. Like you said, if they play the Lakers, I think everybody would pick the Lakers to win that series for sure. Yeah. Even though the Lakers would be coming in at the 8th seed.
He's only 21 years old, 18 points a game, 5 assists, basically 5 rebounds. I mean, he's good. He's just not consistent enough. And these stats are good, but what you don't see in that average per game stats is one game he'll have 45, and then the next game he'll have like 8 points. Yeah. Go 3 for 13, as I'm seeing here, as he did against Charlotte Hornets, who aren't a great team, not really great around the perimeter. I don't know who was guarding him. I didn't watch it, but it's like that's why the averages look nice. But in reality, he's a hot, cold guy. That's like J.R. Smith. Remember J.R. Smith in Denver? This is ironic, Denver. But he was young, and he was coming off the bench, and he would have these hot nights. And we're like, when he matures and he starts to start, when he becomes a starter, he's going to be solid. He never turned into that. He was always
hot and cold, yeah. Always hot or cold, for sure. He's making giving you 20 points, or he's giving you like 2.
Yeah. And so that's why I think the Nuggets are a regular season team. Like, I think they're going to get a lot of wins. They might win in the first round, but the second round in the West, the stars come out.
Go back to the standings real quick. So saying that these are the teams that's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
1 through the other 7 teams, who would they beat in the Western Conference in the playoffs right now? Go down the list.
Okay. I think they could beat the Clippers. I think they could beat the Clippers. I think they would beat the Spurs and the Blazers. I think they have a good shot, but I'm not 100%, especially the Blazers, because they have that star power. But the Blazers are weird in the playoffs. They show up sometimes, they don't. And then the Spurs, you go Popovich. What they did last night, I mean, LaMarcus went for 56. Oof. They scored like 90% on 3. Yeah. They're a well-coached team. They know how to play in the playoffs. So
I
think it's just the Clippers. You don't think they can beat the Clippers?
I don't think so.
They don't have an answer for Jokic. Let's do this just for fun. I'm gonna look up.
What? They don't have an answer. What about
Harold? He had
Boban.
You're right. Okay, just for fun, let's look up the Clippers versus Nuggets. It looks like they played one game, and the Nuggets blew them out.
Ooh, but it was in Denver though.
121-100. Do the Clippers have home court advantage? Does it matter that they played Staples against?
They have home court advantage against the Lakers.
Oh, what?
Just kidding.
No, when I was at Staples, I was asking all the employees. I was like, do you work Clipper games? They're like, yeah, we work all the events. I go, what's better? And they're like, they were honest. They were like, you know what? I know what you're doing. I know you're a Lakers fan, but the Clipper games are cool too. It's fun. It's a different crowd. It's a little more, they wanted to say rowdy, but they were saying energetic. But then they go, the Lakers stars.
The Lakers are the Lakers, man. It's
pretty women.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's more prestigious.
Yeah. Definitely the Laker games are better. They just didn't want to lose their job.
So you don't think the Nuggets can beat the Clippers in the playoffs? I
don't think in the playoffs. I think Denver would lose to every team on that list right there.
Wow.
7-game series. What is it? The Warriors lose. Thunder lose.
Wait, hold on. Thunder lose. The Thunder can also be unpredictable in the playoffs. Now, I'm really impressed with the Thunder. I think Jeremy Grant, dude, that guy's balling. Russell Westbrook is having a really weird season, but last night against the Spurs, the boy had 20-plus assists, and they were good assists. Jeez. That was one of the best games I've ever seen Russ play, and he didn't shoot the ball well. And PG's on fire, but
yeah, he is.
There's a little bit of, are they peaking too soon? Are they peaking too soon, the Thunder? What do you think?
No, not even. I don't think I still don't think they've peaked yet. I still think they're working things out. I think Westbrook has like a lingering injury that they're not saying because it's Westbrook. He probably don't care to share or care if he's hurt or not. But I think they still have a lot more headroom to their peak for sure.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up taking the number 1 seed
the Thunder.
in a month. Yeah. In a month or so.
The Thunder are one of those teams where I'm like, if I was in a coma and I woke up and you guys go, what happened in the playoffs? You go, Thunder lost in the first round. I'd be like, okay, it makes sense. Or if you guys were like, they won the championship, I'd be like, huh. I'd be maybe just slightly shocked, but not really. I'd be like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. They're one of those teams like I could see collapsing in the playoffs. Like, let's say the Thunder get the number 1 seed. And the Jazz bump up to number 8. There's some skeletons in that closet in Utah. Yeah. Like that's a series that if I'm the Thunder, if I had to bet my money, I would still bet on the Thunder, but I would be nervous a little bit because what happened last year.
Well, yeah, and they are actually one of those teams. I think you want to be able to put a finger on like how they're really going to do or not. But if they're hot, they're hot. But when they're trash, super garbage day for sure. But then like you're saying, like they have the chance to beat any team, like any given night. And you wouldn't be surprised, like they smashed the Warriors. You wouldn't be like surprised by how good they're playing, or if they smash like the Lakers or even or like the Spurs. You wouldn't be surprised because they have a pretty good team there. And I think by Paul George staying there, he kind of let all the other players on that team know, like, man, okay, like let's all rally around Westbrook and let him do his thing, and then we'll get ours. So he's kind of looking like Harden in a way this season, as far as like his teammates are okay with his ball hoggingness.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. That I think is actually Stockholm syndrome. I honestly think that the guys Westbrook plays with, they don't know how not good they got it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I were to take Steven Adams and put him in Golden State, and he'd be like, wow, this is really how to play basketball, or whatever his accent is. Like, I honestly think that. I think that if you took some of those guys, like if you took Jeremy Grant and you put him in San Antonio, he'd be like, it's just different. I feel more confident. I feel more like a team. I feel like we're gonna win. We're more well prepared. That's what I think. I think Westbrook, those guys love Westbrook. I think they love him as a person. And obviously the counting numbers are ridiculous. But I think basketball-wise, he's not the ideal point guard. And I'm not saying in terms of skill set. I'm saying how to lead a team.
Yeah.
Except last night, he actually did show me something. I mean, he had 20 assists. I mean, it was crazy. And it's just not the counting numbers. Those 20 assists were good assists in crunch time. It didn't feel like Westbrook needed to shoot the ball to win the game. He had 24.
Yeah.
24
he had 24 and 13
I mean,
and 24.
It's crazy. And they were really good assists, like I said. But you're right. I mean, they're just they're a heads or tails team. Like, you just kind of have to close your eyes and pick heads or tails on.
That's true. That's true.
Are they going to win or lose?
That's true.
All right. So Milwaukee, Denver. Who do you think's third?
Golden State.
The Raptors.
Whoa. Makes sense.
So Lowry's back a little bit, and the Raptors.
They needed him.
Yeah, the Raptors are 31-12. I mean, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the Raptors, but when the season started,
look at the number 3 seed.
When the season started, I was like, the Raptors. I'm like, it looks like they're going to the finals. Now, I'm not fully sold on them as I was in the beginning. In the beginning of the season, I was like, they're going to the finals. Now I'm like, I like Milwaukee. The Pacers are frisky.
Hey.
The Sixers and the Celtics are still there.
Let down.
So yeah, but what you got anything to say about the Raptors? I really don't.
Yeah, I feel like they lost their juice for sure. But I kind of feel like that's kind of how they are. They're just going to go about their business. And they're not really worried about like what anybody else has to say, especially with having Kawhi on there. They're probably just worried about getting to the playoffs and making it to the finals. I think that's their main goal for sure. But I do want to say, like, look, the Pacers, what are they, third in the East?
Yeah.
Did you even have them making it to the playoffs?
No, I had them as I think they're going to make it, but
I had them make it.
Yeah. No, they're playing great. But here's what I want from the Raptors. You know Hard Knocks in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a Hard Knocks on the Raptors because I really want to see what is Kawhi like? What is his interaction with these guys? What I want to see that because I want to know if he's staying or if he's leaving. If I'm him, I'm staying. I mean, I'm the king of the East. I'm basically competing with Giannis, but I want to see what that environment is like. And if I knew that environment a little better, I would have a greater understanding of what they are, and I'd be more confident saying I think they're going to make the finals. Because the thing people don't talk about, when a team makes the finals, you got to be a team. If it's very rarely that a team makes it just on talent, how good they look on the court, you got to kind of like be a family, kind of like rally around each other, be comfortable with each other.
That's true.
I want to see, I'm not sure the Raptors are that. Does Kawhi get along with Kyle? Does Kyle even like Kawhi?
Yeah.
What's going on here? If there's a little bit of a divide, if it's just a professional relationship, I wouldn't pick them to make the finals because I think you guys need to be on the same the same page.
Yeah, definitely need chemistry for sure. Yeah. Especially during the playoffs, going in the hostile environments, it's basically us against them.
Rely on each other.
Yeah, you can't just be like, oh man, can't be clocking out. Like, oh, game's over. All right, you guys, I'm about to hit up Chevy's by myself. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
You think there's Chevys in Toronto?
That's a good question.
Hold on. Let me look. Now the exception is people will always. I'm looking up Chevys in Toronto. People will always bring up Kobe and Shaq. They hated each other. Here's the thing. You're right. To an extent, yes, they had the beef. But it's Kobe and Shaq. Are we really going to compare other players to Kobe and Shaq? That was like a once-in-a-lifetime duo. Those are bona fide first-ballot Hall of Famer, top 10 players in the league, in the history of the game. That's different. Yes, you can get to the finals just based on that kind of talent. But I would argue that there's no duo in the league currently that has that type of talent. Top 10 players ever to play the game. Maybe Golden State. Maybe. But the other thing people are wrong about when they bring that up is when Kobe and Shaq won the first championship, who was the first person Kobe went to?
Derek Fisher. I'm just kidding. Shaquille O'Neal. He jumped on him.
He jumped on him.
And he had his fist raised.
I mean, he jumped on
all
him.
Afro.
Yeah. But no, so they did like each other.
No, they did. And yeah, I just think it was growing pains, to be honest. Like you said, they were dominating the league in a sense, and you could get bored and complacent, which some say what happened with Shaq. Like he wasn't giving it his all throughout the season, and some feel probably during the playoffs. And when it comes to Kobe Bryant, he wants everybody to play at 1,000%. And I think that's when they started butting heads. That, and then some of the rap songs they did against each other, and then the tattletailing and the look of this and all of that. Yeah. That stuff happened. But I think they reconciled, and now they seem to be pretty cool in a sense.
Yeah, old wounds heal, I guess.
Yeah, time heals all wounds. Except for wounds.
Bad news. No Chevys in Toronto.
That's crazy.
According to Yelp. Yeah, according to Yelp. Type in Chevys, the first thing is Mars Food.
Mars Food?
Mars Food.
Hey, speaking of Mars, huh?
3.5 stars. Yeah, we were talking about Mars earlier. You paid for this?
Maybe it used to be called Earth Food.
Are you paid for this liver and onion? I'm not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Are you you're complaining because they don't have a Chevys?
We need Chevys.
That's true.
Okay. After Toronto, who do you think's going up fourth?
Golden State.
Boston Celtics. Now, this is a topic that we actually wanted to talk about.
Golden
the Celtics.
State.
Let me look. The Celtics, right here, they're fifth. They're on a one-game losing streak, but their last 10, they're 7-3. 15-5 at home, 10-11 on the road. That's interesting, especially if they're
right now. There goes that family thing you talking about.
Okay, so Marcus Morris, It's Marcus, right?
Yeah. It is. We figured
and Jaylen Brown, there's video of some fan sitting he's got great seats.
Yeah, he does.
And
probably Larry Bird.
It's a video of Marcus Morris. Got to be careful because it's Marcus Smart.
What about Zach Morris?
Marcus Morris and Jaylen Brown getting separated. Now, the headline looked a lot worse than the actual video. But the video is correct. They did get separated, and it did look like some beef. But here's the thing. Marcus Morris does have... He's hard.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's a dog. So, I don't know what Jaylen said to him, but I don't think it's a huge issue. If this were to happen with the Lakers or the Warriors, even the Thunder, I'd be fine with it. It's healthy to yell at your teammates. It's part of the game. However, with this current Celtics team, I think it was just kind of a sign they need to make a move. And we've been talking about it all season. They need to make some type of move, whether it's a less is more situation or just swapping out a player. I don't know what the move is, but what do you think they should do? Who should they move? Or do you think they should just sit on what they have and have this embarrassment of riches, but maybe sacrifice that team chemistry like we were talking about? Because these guys do want to play. They want to get their minutes. They want to get their stats. But with this current roster, they can't really do that.
So do you think that their chemistry, you think they have good chemistry then?
I think I think they have good chemistry, but not as a team as a whole. I think like Kyrie, Tatum, and Hayward, like those guys have good chemistry. And Morris, Marcus Morris, Marcus Smart, and like Terry Rozier have good chemistry. I think there's lineups that have good chemistry.
There's like little cliques within the
that's
team.
Exactly what
I'm
saying. Yeah.
But then back to your point, that's not good, especially if you want what you got to do against other teams in the playoffs. And when you mentioned that they're 10 and 11 on the road,
yeah,
that kind of shows. They say like a lot of teams that do well on the road is because their togetherness, because that's all you have on the road is your team, maybe your cell phone, maybe a tablet. But that kind of shows me that what you kind of mentioned before about Jaylen Brown wanting a trade earlier on, and there's videos of his teammates yelling at him and getting mad at him for doing really dumb stuff. Because I was like, really? He wants out? Because I didn't believe you at first, and then like all of a sudden all these cracks started to show. And I think what happened yesterday is just another crack within their chemistry that's showing and stuff. Because I think it's been going on throughout the season, but this is probably the first time it's been captured like on a fan, like during a timeout.
Yeah.
So I think it's very bad timing, and I think the Celtics are on that level of like the Lakers and the Warriors as far as like a little bit of shouting is okay, but a lot of shouting and a lot of bickering and a lot of arguing and a whole bunch of talks of chemistry issues and people upset about their roles and their playing time and the amount of shots. I think it is a big issue, and I do agree. I think somebody has to get moved.
Here's the thing, though. I want to trade Jaylen Brown. I mean, look, what he did in the playoffs. There is a chance that it was like he just got hot moment. But I don't think so. I think this guy's good. And in this NBA, you want wings who can kind of do a little bit of everything. He defends. He's athletic. He can shoot the ball. We saw that.
Yeah.
He did it in the playoffs. He's not having as good of a year as he did last year shooting the ball, but he's better than. Is he as good as Andre Iguodala from three?
Yes.
Okay, and he's a Finals MVP who can be on the floor at the end of the game. So I would not trade Jaylen Brown. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure the Celtics can play their best 5 players on the floor at the end of the game. Because who are the best 5 players? Kyrie. Tatum.
Yep.
Horford.
Yep.
Hayward?
He's the most expensive.
I would say Hayward. I know he's coming back a little bit, but I think I don't know how to explain this.
You pay like $38 million, bro. My God.
Okay, who's the 5th? Jaylen Brown? Are those their 5 best guys?
That's who should be on the court at the end of the game. Those 5.
I don't think they can be, though. who's playing the 4. I don't think Jalen, just because you can play the 4 doesn't mean you should. I don't think Jalen should.
He's too small.
Yeah. So
you have to have Morris out there.
Exactly. So that's the case to be like, maybe you should move Jalen or someone else. But look, I think they should keep him and just play him a good amount of minutes. But I'm not sure if you could keep him on the floor. It might not just be him. I don't think they could play those 5 guys at the end of the game in the playoffs. I just don't think it's going to happen. They could get away with it throughout the game, little spurts, 5-6 minute stretch maybe. But at the end of the game, I think you need a guy like Morris in there. That's just how I feel. So I wouldn't trade him. I would actually trade Rozier because there's no who are you putting Rozier in for over those guys at the end of the game?
Definitely nobody. But
nobody. I'd rather have Marcus Smart in there in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely me too. Marcus Smart. Yeah, I think he's a little underrated and underappreciated for sure. And to your point, I think that's their issue. I think their issue is they have 7 guys on that team who believe they are starters. Yeah. But you only have 5 spots available.
Yeah, I think you could get away with 6 spots like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think they're unsure of their roles. Like what you were mentioning, like Jaylen Brown, he was doing great last year because he didn't have to worry. He knew he was going to be on the floor because Kyrie and Gordon Hayward was out. Yeah. Now when he's on the floor, he has to take in consideration. Not saying he is, but I'm pretty sure in his mind he's like, "Dang, is it okay if I shoot this? I gotta pass it, or am I able to drive it?" So I think there's too much thinking going on.
Yeah, you're right that they have 7 guys who think they should be starters and end the game. I think you could get away with 6 of those spots. You look at the Lakers from years past. Lamar Odom came off the bench. Andrew Bynum sat in the fourth quarter a lot. They had 6 guys who thought they should start and finish the game. They had 6 of those guys. However, you can only end the game with 5. Yeah. And it worked for them because sometimes Bynum would finish the game if it was a good matchup or if he was hot. Sometimes Odom would sit and vice versa. Sometimes Odom would finish the game because he was hot and it was a good matchup. I think that you could do this with the Celtics. Who knows? Maybe Jason Tatum is the one sitting at the end of the games because Jaylen Brown's hot. I'm just saying they need to make a less is more move. And if I was Danny Ainge, I would try to move Terry Rozier for an asset that doesn't need to play. That could be a draft pick. That could be an expiring contract. It could be a veteran. I don't know what it is, but I don't think they need to add another player.
I think they don't have that player that, as far as like the 7 we're talking about, I think they all want to shoot the ball. And I think they don't have, out of that 7, anybody who will be okay with just playing defense or just making a hockey assist. I think they all feel like their worth is scoring the basket. Maybe except for Al Horford. You know, he's kind of older and a veteran, so he probably really doesn't care. But he's not really like a stopper.
He's not in this conversation because he's just a teammate.
He's a good teammate. And I think Smart would be that too, but he's not one of the 7 we're talking about.
He's 8.
But I think that's the issue because you're having guys who feel like they should be the one taking the game-winning shot. They should be the one driving. They should be the one on the floor. And I think that might be a coaching issue because I don't think he laid the foot down like, no, this is who is our go-to person during clutch time. This is our go-to squad. Like like you said, the Warriors, you already know who's going to be on the floor at the end of the game. And if so happens Sean Livingston is doing pretty good, they might have him in instead of Iggy, but Iggy would be cool with that. Yeah. And I think that's the culture, and that goes from the top to the coach to the team and the superstars. And I feel like the Celtics, they don't have that. And I feel like that's not Danny Ainge's fault. Danny Ainge is doing his job. He's bringing in talent. I think that goes to the coaching and the superstars on that team. They're not stepping up and making their voices heard in that type of sense. Like, sit your butt down, bro. We got this.
Everything you're saying is correct, but part of me is like, those guys are right. Terry Rozier should want to think like that. He should think like that. He is good. All those guys, I think they should think like that. However, if I'm Brad Stevens, you're talking about maybe it's a coaching thing, I would say, look, why don't you bite the bullet a little bit here? Be a solid teammate, win a championship, or get to the finals. then you have even more leverage in the next season to get better contracts, get a better situation.
Definitely, and set the tone.
Right.
But I don't think he's that type of person. Obviously, look at him. He's like, what, 6 foot, 107 pounds? I don't think like no one's going to, he's respected, but if he starts talking to them in that way, they're going to be looking at him like, wait, who's this guy? It's going to come off as not sincere and not authentic. And I think they need to get rid of more than just one player.
Maybe they should hire Tom Thibodeau as a assistant coach. He could do that.
He could do that, but I think his presence would diminish Bradley Stevenson's
You're right.
Like his light in a sense. Hey, what are you doing? Put him in. Let's get Derrick Rose.
Celtics, make a move. It's time. Just do it. Okay, who do you think's fifth in the power rankings? BleacherReport.com.
The Warriors.
You've been saying the Warriors. They are the Warriors.
There we go. I had to be one of those. Good gracious.
DeMarcus Cousins is coming back
the boogeyman
against the Clippers January 18th, and then against the Lakers on January 21. Ooh. Might have to watch that one together.
That game.
Okay, so as a Warrior fan, what are you looking forward to this DeMarcus thing? How do you think it's going to work out?
I'm just looking to see if to see him make it through the rest of the season without re-injuring his Achilles. I think for his sake and for the Warriors' sake, he needs to remain healthy. And I think I'm hoping, because at the beginning when we signed him, I was like, oh, okay, I think he'll be able to fit in with the culture, and I think he has. But I mean, on paper it looks good, but when you're out on that court and tensions are running high and things are on the line, anything could be said. Obviously, anything can happen. Apparently, and there's no telling that he what if you punch Kevin Durant in the face? I thought about this the other day. Like, remember they had like a little spat last year? And what if Boogie's whole intention was to let me sign for $5 million so I get super close to KD, and when he gets close enough and when KD trusts him the most, he's gonna punch him right in his face. And then that'd be really weird. It's one of my conspiracies. But I think he'll fill the void that we've had for a long time, as far as like the center position not really being a dominant position.
You're right. He's going to fill some void in that center position. He's going to bring a different skill set. But to me, the thing the Warriors are missing is
rebounding.
Okay, rebounding. What else?
Post presence, defensive presence in the middle.
Okay, defensive presence, you said. I don't even think you can. Here's what I attribute that to. They're lacking high energy, high motor guy to really rev this team up, because we talked about it. They're complacent. It's hard to get up. They're the show dog who doesn't like playing with dogs at the house because he plays with elite. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they need a high energy guy. I think Alfonso McKinney, solid. He's not that. Jacob Evans has been awful for them. Jordan Bell. Now, I looked up Jordan Bell here because I wasn't too sure. He used to be that guy. However, I think winning a championship got to his head. 2 points a game, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. His player efficiency is 12, though. But he's playing single-digit minutes like every night. He played 16 minutes against Phoenix in a blowout, and he had 10 points, 6 rebounds. Garbage time, whatever. Now, Jordan Bell used to be that guy. He's not that guy anymore. Boogie is also not that guy. Now, I'm trying to envision what Boogie on the Warriors looks like. And I think since he did get injured, he just wanted to re-injure that Achilles. I think he'll be more like a souped-up Maurice Spates. Free throw line area. He's going to get a ton of wide-open shots. He'll get fouled a lot. He'll kind of slow their game down in a way where they could just give it to Boogie and he'll get fouled. They get to the free throw line. They can set their defense up. I actually think he's going to help their defense because the spacing is going to be different. He's the bigger body. So when you have that many skilled guys, you need a high energy guy, especially when those skilled guys are kind of going through the motions of the regular season. I think they thought Jacob Evans and McKinney were going to be those guys, but they're not. So to me, the Warriors are missing that guy. Kevon Looney should be that guy. He's not.
Nothing about him
Hell
says
no.
he's that.
So
his shoulders are too high.
I'm trying. If I could put any type of player on this Warriors team right now, it would be a guy like Marcus Smart or Marcus Morris or James Johnson or those type of guys that Montrezl Harrell. Imagine Montrezl on the Warriors. Oh my God, it would be incredible. He would energize that team.
Yeah,
possessions
for sure.
And I could easily see Montrezl being the centerpiece of a 12-0 Warriors run. Not saying he scores 12 points, but he sparks it, he ends it, he comes up with big plays, grabs loose balls.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I see what you're saying, but then again, comes with that high energy, especially from somebody with the rep like Boogie. It could rub people the wrong way, especially a KD, especially a Draymond Green for sure. And I think he would definitely help with rebounding. I think one issue that may occur is his pick and roll defense, because a lot of teams, the Warriors switch everything. I can't imagine Boogie always being, going up against like a CP3, a Harden, or a fast, talented point guard and not being exposed to that. So back to your point from like one of our first or second episodes where you said, does DeMarcus Cousins finish the game? Is he on the court at the end of the game instead of Iggy?
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I think he should. I think you go with it to obviously build his confidence and his chemistry. You want DeMarcus Cousins out there, but man, that's gonna be tough if we have to take him out during late game situations.
Let's say the Warriors are down 3-1 in the playoffs against Houston, right?
Dang.
And it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I think Steve Kerr has his last plan Z.
Oh, dang.
His plan Z.
Dang.
It's gonna sound crazy.
What is it?
But it's to because if they're down 3-1, someone's not playing good. Can't sit KD, can't sit Steph. You sit DeMarcus and you win that game, and you sit DeMarcus, he's not going to be good the following games. You understand what I'm saying? Can't sit Draymond, same thing. Iggy will be fine with it, but what if Iggy's playing good? There's a lot of what ifs here, but I'm saying his last plan is,
I see
it might be the good plan.
Yeah.
What if you sit Clay? Because it's not going to bother Clay at all.
I think it would.
You think it would?
Definitely, especially you want to do that, especially in a contract year, and the potential of him sitting out a game and then losing, and he's like, okay, you guys didn't trust me, all right, I'm out. But
Clay wouldn't say that. If they won.
But I said, what if they win one game when he sits out and then lose the next game because we gotta sit you out again because we won.
But he won't.
But they have not started their starting centers in series depending on the matchup and how they're going. DeMarcus Cousins is a center. He's not really good on pick and roll defense, and he could be messing up the chemistry. So that is a real possibility of him sitting out a game or two, not by his choice, and that won't be good. I don't think he'll be fine with that.
This is stupid. DeMarcus is gonna sit at the end of games because
No, he's not.
He is because he came into this situation. We won rings without you. This is how it goes. You're gonna get yours when you're on the court, but at the end of the games, you might sit. You probably will sit.
That'd be a testament to Steve Kerr and the rest of the superstars.
What about my theory about Draymond? Maybe they start sitting Draymond. Because I honestly, in my heart, believe that the Warriors would love nothing more than to get rid of Draymond Green.
Stop it.
I really do. But at the same time, I also think they don't realize how important he is to them because
I think they do.
Because of that energy I was talking about. He does bring it pretty much every game. But the skill set, let me look this up because
he's shooting like 18% from three.
No, so remember when Draymond, the 73-9 season, we're like, holy crap, he's making threes.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it's been off a cliff. So 73-9 season, he shot 38% from three.
Not bad. That's pretty good.
So rookie year, 20%, then to 33, stayed at 33. Then 73-9, 38%. The next year, 30%. Year after that, last year, 30%. This year, 24%. It's getting worse, and it doesn't look like it's going to come back. So if he can't, and he's shooting 2 threes a game. He shot nearly 4 last year, 3.5 the year before, 3 before that, 4 before that. This is his lowest 3-point attempts per game since his second year in the league, where he averaged 2. He's averaging 2.3, rookie year 0.8. I don't know what it is. Is it the yips? Is he Markelle Fultz? Is he just saving it? What is going on?
What I think happens, of course, he shot better from 3 during the 73-9 season for sure. But I think what happened after that season was you add Kevin Durant. So when you are the quarterback, per se, of the Warriors, you're not going to be throwing yourself the ball. Meaning he has 3 other superstars who has to get the shots, and the players are probably ran for him to get the shots and needs the shots. So he's definitely not even the fourth. He's not even an option to shoot the ball unless he's wide open, which I think is throwing him off. He is wide open. He's wide open, but I think he knows that he shouldn't be taking those shots because he knows that's not what he's on the floor for.
You're right.
He's on the floor for his defense, for his high energy, and to be the point forward for sure. That's why you'll see him. He'll be wide open and he'll wait for the play to finish where Curry or Clay come off the curl, and then he does his job, which is pass the ball. So when he does shoot the 3, I think he's in his head a little bit because he's hesitant, and I think he had a foot injury or a knee injury?
He had a
I don't think his legs
butt injury because him and KD got. I think that injury was actually an elongated suspension.
Oh, okay, that kind of butt injury. I thought you meant something else. Yeah. I was about to say, where's Dwight?
Dwight's not on the squad.
Could have been. Thank goodness we never got him. I remember that when he passed on us. But I think
that's unfair. I think Dwight would have been a lot different on the Warriors than the Wizards. I mean, come on, the Wizards are awful.
No, I'm not talking about this past season. I think before, like 2008 or something, when Dwight Howard was coming free agent.
Okay.
He had we were kind of grooming him to come play for us because he would have been like our big splash.
Yeah.
And he decided not to. I forgot what team he went to. He went to Houston or something.
Houston.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Not in 08. He went to the Lakers in 2012.
How'd that work out? Oh, 2012, 13, 14. Anyways, I think Draymond, everyone's playing their role well. I think I'm not worried about the Warriors. I did have a little small envision of what if they don't make the playoffs. That'd be weird.
I would be a little bit worried about the Warriors because what if they play a team with super high energy like the Thunder? They could get punched in the nose and they might not be able to come back from that. Like, I don't know. The chemistry, they're taking a gamble on it. They're taking a gamble on the chemistry. It looks fine. Practice, Boogie, looks like he's getting along with the guys. Looks like he's having fun, cheering on the bench, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. When it comes on the court, it's going to be different. Definitely. It is a gamble. They don't have high energy guys. Can we count on their role players? Sean Livingston this season, been pretty bad. Not looking good for Sean. Shots not falling. It's just not looking good.
Sean, that's how I make my living, son.
Iggy, on the other hand, actually looks pretty good. Looks like
he's flying, bro.
He's old. Lolo's getting buckets out there, bro. Now, I don't know. I think they need energy, and I think they are a sleeper to make a small move at the deadline.
What for just who? That's right. Trade Draymond for Jaylen Brown. I'm not. And trade Draymond for who do you want?
No, I'm going to trade machine because I have a guy in mind, but I want to know what his contract is.
Dang, what if they trade Draymond to the Lakers? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you can't. I was going to say Kenneth Faried, but its contract's too much. But they need a guy like that.
Kenneth Faried?
Who can come in and energize them at the end of the season, and then you could just sit him at the playoffs. They don't need to shoot. They have enough shooters.
He can't pass.
He could get rebounds, energize, get loose ball. They need a Dennis Rodman energy type guy.
That's what they have in Draymond.
You're right.
Minus the hair.
You're right, but I think it's weighing on those guys, as we saw with KD. His type of energy.
I just think that's just little mishap between boys.
Whatever. This is stupid. The Warriors are 27-14. They're the Warriors. They have 5 All-Stars. Okay. Let's finish up the top 10. I'm gonna go speed round through the last 4, and you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. We got 6, the Rockets. We talked a little bit about them. 7, the Spurs. 8, the Pacers. 9, Thunder.
Ooh.
And 10, the 76ers.
Ooh,
what do you want to talk about?
No. Are they the top 10?
The
right
Sixers?
Now? Yeah.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I don't know, when they have Embiid, Simmons, and Butler on the floor, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I read it earlier today. It's really good numbers. Really good numbers. And you have to remember, he just came in the middle of the season. They're still trying to figure it out. I think once they figure it out, it's going to be good. Now, the question with the Sixers to me, the only question, well, there's a couple. They're role players that need a little bit more shooting. But the biggest question to me is, when is Ben Simmons going to take a jump shot? Not make, just take a jump shot. I really started to think it's becoming to be a problem for them because whenever the Sixers score and I watched them, it just looks like it was hard. It looks like that was a hard thing for them to do. Yeah. It never looks easy, fluid. Like the Spurs, when they score, it's I was like, wow, that looked easy. Why can't all teams do that? Oh, because they're not the Spurs. The Sixers, it looks hard for them. And part of it may be coaching. They do a lot of dribble handoffs. That's kind of easy to guard over the course of the game. But like if Simmons is not going to take a jump shot and the space is going to be all weird like that, that is a problem to me, especially in the playoffs where things are a little tighter.
Definitely tighter.
More physical. Like, and they don't post Simmons up. So if he's not taking jump shots and they're not posting him up on the smaller guys, what is he doing on offense?
That's true.
Yeah, he's a great playmaker, but
he's not a threat.
His playmaking in the half court is not as good as it is in transition.
True.
And I don't think they go in transition enough. So I'm a little worried about the Sixers, but I do think they're a contender. I think I can see them making the finals, but I think they need, not without an adjustment. In this current state, I don't think so. If they make an adjustment, if Ben Simmons actually makes a couple corner threes, even if he makes one a game, 1 quarter 3 a game to keep the defense honest, that'll be huge for them. Just 1 3.
I agree. I think he at least needs to start attempting them to keep them honest. Because if not, they're just loading the box up for Embiid and for Simmons. They're basically just defenses are loading the box because like, oh, okay, pick and roll. Well, we know you're not going to be the one to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So he's basically doing the Lonzo Ball without having a shot. Well, he's actually finishing at the rim and stuff. But he's definitely not a threat outside. And I think you're definitely right. He needs to at least start shooting them. And if they go in, cool. If they don't, I don't know what they're going to do.
Ben Simmons for Anthony Davis?
Straight up? No.
There's probably have to do some other things. No for who? Why are you saying no?
I'm not giving up Anthony Davis for no Ben Simmons.
Really?
Yeah, definitely not.
Wait, why not? Why not?
Because Anthony Davis is like an MVP caliber type talent.
You're right.
Ben Simmons.
But what if he wants out?
I'd rather have him for 2 years.
You can't feel like you re-signed him.
I'd rather have Anthony Davis for 2 years than have Ben Simmons for 4 years.
I think Ben Simmons on the Pelicans is interesting. They play really fast. They're in transition. Alvin Gentry. Ben Simmons could be a 6'9", 10 version of Steve Nash with Alvin Gentry.
That is true.
I know Steve Nash shot, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying. Oh, definitely. Because he wouldn't have to worry about taking a shot because they get down the court and they shoot within 10 seconds of having the ball. So yeah, he wouldn't have to worry about that for sure.
If I'm the Pelicans, I make that call. What better offer are you gonna get for Anthony Davis? What's a better player?
I already told you it's a better offer.
What?
Lonzo Ball.
That's not as good as Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a star. Is Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma, are they all-stars?
I say eventually they will be.
Really, both of them?
Both of them, definitely. You don't think so?
But Ben Simmons is an all-star.
I'd rather have Kuzma and Lonzo Ball than have Ben Simmons. You would rather have Ben Simmons over Ball and Kuzma. As a Laker fan.
If I'm the owner of the Pelicans, I'd rather have Ben Simmons. If I'm the GM of the Pelicans, it's a little closer to me. I'd have to really think about it. But if I'm the owner, I want Ben Simmons, sells tickets. He's a star. He's a star. Kuzma and Lonzo might be borderline all-stars, but they're not stars. Lonzo thinks he's a star.
Ben Simmons is not a star.
Yeah, he is. He's dating a Kardashian.
That doesn't make him. Lamar Odom dated a Kardashian.
Yeah, but
and say, oh, okay, but still.
She might be half Kardashian, half Simpson. I don't
know. She's the Juice Kardashian for sure. I definitely, yeah.
But when you date a Kardashian, you are in the zeitgeist.
So I guess he's the Travis Scott of basketball for sure right now. I don't know. I like Ben Simmons, and I think he will eventually develop a shot. But AD for BS, I don't know.
But if you're the Sixers, you're obviously doing it.
If I'm the Sixers, oh, definitely.
AD and Embiid. What is that? What is that?
It'd be like DeMarcus Cousins and AD.
That's like, honest to God, I want your honest opinion. AD and Embiid versus Duncan and Robinson. Who are you taking?
Ooh, just on 2-on-2?
Just, no, in a 5-on-5 environment, but let's just say those guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the matchup.
Oh, Duncan and Robinson.
Just the old man strength.
Old man
the
strength.
Wit,
fundamentals.
Intelligence.
Oh, definitely. The Admiral and the big fundamental. Come on now.
You think Tim Duncan could check AD?
Yes.
In his current state? AD just did a sham god.
The between legs?
No, like, he pulls it back. Look, I don't know. Tim Duncan is awesome. I get it, but AD and Embiid, whew, those are some athletic, skilled guys.
That's why I asked if it was like 2-on-2, then I would take AD and Embiid because they got handles.
Robinson never had to guard the 3-point line.
He did it. But he also scored 71
So would he even know what to do if Embiid pump fakes and then like drives? He wouldn't even know what to do.
He probably wouldn't even go guard him in the 3-point line. He'd probably look at him and just,
yeah.
Unless he was playing Robert Parrish, then you got to guard him. Robert Parrish was like one of the first centers that I just remember like shooting and hitting threes.
Parrish?
Yeah. I remember like, ooh, throwing up shots with him at the 3-point line for sure.
All right. The last thing I want to talk about is the All-Star. Did you see this?
Yes.
The All-Star votes?
Yes.
Now, if I'm understanding it correctly, the top 10 players with the top 10 votes, they get into the game immediately, right? Those are the starters.
No.
Yeah, I think that, well, what's the rule then?
So basically 50% of the vote comes from the fan voting, and then the other 50% comes from the coaches.
The starters are always fan vote, remember? The starters.
If they make it to, if they become an all-star, yes.
What do you mean?
Because you can have like the most fan votes, but then the coaches not vote you in, so you won't be an all-star.
No, the starters are always fan. Always fan vote.
No, it's not. Because if that was the case, then what's his name? Zaza Pachulia would have been in the All-Star game 2 years ago.
You're right. Maybe
it's a 50-50. 50% fan voting, 50% coaches. And then now with the current way that they do the little drafty thing, I don't see how that will work. Unless I guess you still go like the top 5 on that team.
So the vote getters, the coaches, I thought they vote for the bench players.
They do.
Yeah, but the starters are voted in by the fans.
No.
Starters voted
half
in.
fans. It's the same way. Half fans and half coaches. That way you won't have anything like super rigged and have somebody who shouldn't be there. Because if it was all up to the fans, and you just have a whole bunch of like
media and players, not the coaches. The coaches pick the benches. The media and players have 25% each. 25% media, 25% players, and then 50% goes to the fans.
Fans, gotcha. And then the coaches pick the reserves.
And the coaches pick the reserves. That's what I was saying.
Got it.
Okay, so all right.
No, I knew the fans didn't do the 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so here are the top 10. I'm kind of looking at two different photos here, but here are the top 10. Are you ready?
Yep.
LeBron James.
Yep.
Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie.
Ooh.
These are in order, by the way, guys. LeBron, Giannis, Kyrie, Luka Doncic.
Yep. My rookie of the year.
Is the fourth leading vote getter.
My rookie of the year right there.
That shocks my mind.
That's dope.
Above Steph Curry.
That's dope.
Okay. And then next we have Steph. Then Kawhi. Then we got Rose.
Yo, boy.
Paul George. Kevin Durant. And Joel Embiid. Those are the top 10.
Whew. That squad.
Okay, obviously the elephant in the room is Derrick Rose.
Why? I'm just playing. Yeah, it's definitely.
He's not that good.
But
he's playing good, but he's not
back
that
to your
good.
point, how he has a cult following.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you're saying. Like,
did you see what he said about that?
About his following?
About his votes?
Oh, which one?
He's like, I don't sell myself. I never tweet. I don't have
I don't have Instagram. Yeah.
He's like, that's all fan voting. Like,
and he's right. He got.
Because it's easy for Steph to get votes. He tweets one thing with that hashtag and it gets reposted. Those are votes for him. But Rose doesn't do that. So it's really, that's all China, by the way.
Could be.
1.9 million votes. That's all China.
All China.
He's huge in China.
And in Chicago.
That's not Chicago, bro. That's not Chicago.
I'm just saying, like, he's big in like Chicago, and I'm pretty sure Minnesota as well.
Okay, so it's gonna be interesting. I wonder what the players vote. Do the players vote for Luka?
I think so. Definitely.
You don't think there's a little rookie hazing going on?
I don't think so. Not nowadays, but I think he's everywhere, bro. Like, he's like almost all the highlights. He is definitely winning rookie of the year.
Esteban's not having it. He's not having the Luka Doncic getting voted in by the players.
I think he was growling at the fact that you said that all D Rose's votes were from China. You don't live in China, and I'm pretty sure you voted for him.
I have not voted this year.
Oh my gosh!
But it's cool. You could just search a player's name, and the first thing that pops up in Google is the vote now.
So what you got to do is just go to a library where they have, like, if you know, a library. And then they should have like 12 computers, 15, 20 of them.
Well, you can vote every day.
I know, but if you do it that way, you definitely get a lot more votes.
Right. So who do you think is going to be the starters?
LeBron.
Okay.
I think everybody on there that you mentioned, but then replace probably Derrick Rose
for James Harden.
Yeah.
I think
he has to be 11. Is he 11th?
These are the second returns. The third returns, Harden is gonna be high.
Oh, most definitely.
Because he's all the highlights.
Now,
you use the
MVP talk.
You post the highlight on Twitter with that hashtag. Those are votes.
Wait, your boy Ben Simmons ain't on there? He had the Kardashians power behind him.
Ben Simmons is
the star,
fourth in the East guards, 695,000 votes.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's less than Klay Thompson. That's less than Nikola Jokic. Yeah. So.
Oh man, I thought you would have had like 2 million or something.
No, the top three guards are Kyrie, Dwayne, Kemba, and Ben Simmons.
Kemba.
So do you think the players vote in Dwayne?
Dwayne Wade?
Yeah.
I think they would.
They would. That's why I can't trust the players with the vote. Because they would do that.
Definitely would. But then again, like you said, you only have, it'll be the top 10.
They should always have one honorary spot in the All-Star game.
That'd be dope.
For a guy like who's retiring or whatever,
like
and
Vince Carter,
he comes in, he plays like
Wade.
10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
If he's hot, leave him in there.
I think that'd be dope. But would that count? But would it be fair to count that like sympathy vote, giving that guy like an extra notch as an all-star though?
Yes, because he earned it. He earned it over the course of his career. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then like
you're not giving it to a guy who's just retiring. He's been a perennial all-star throughout his whole career, and then you give him the honorary one. It's like the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, but then I don't think that'd be right.
Why not? He earned it over his career.
But did he earn it? But did he earn it that season though? That's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't. But over the course of his career, what he did for the game, he earned it. Not a lot of guys have earned that honor. Like, I wouldn't give it to Paul George, Derrick Rose. Westbrook would probably get it. But I wouldn't give it to like a lot of guys.
But that'd be like, okay, say if it wasn't D Wade or if it wasn't Vince Carter, and say the all-star who would receive it would be Dirk.
Vince Carter wouldn't even get it.
But I'm saying, are you saying like
Dirk would get it?
Dirk would get it.
Yeah.
Even though he's averaging like 4 points a game, 1 rebound. So he deserves an extra all-star notch under his belt because he's Dirk.
Yeah. He's the best international player to ever play the game. You need him at All-Star Weekend during his last season. You just need him there. He doesn't even have to play. The honorary captain doesn't even have to play. The honorary player, I mean. He's just there on the bench. He's there.
So the honorary player, the honorary player last year was Jimmy Butler, because he was on the All-Star team, but he didn't play.
You're right, because he got the LA.
He was making his own rules.
No, but I think it's fine. Dirk doesn't have to play, but you name him the honorary All-Star.
That has to be an asterisk then.
I mean, yeah, if you're a smart person, you'll be like, oh yeah, he was honorary that year. He was an honorary All-Star that year. Not if you're just like how every almost human being is. They just do quick little glimpses at stuff. You're right.
That is a good idea, though. I do like that. But then I think that would just complicate like some other things.
Here's some surprising things about these votes, and then we'll wrap things up. Kyle Kuzma, 8th in the front court, 500,000. I was surprised. Lonzo, 8th in the guards in the West, 500,000. Looks like they're tweeting each other. I was surprised that Curry is not top 3. Top 3 currently is LeBron, Giannis, and Kyrie, and then Luka is actually ahead of Steph. That surprised you to me.
Well, then some people are saying that they're just getting tired of Steph, to be honest.
Why? He's having a great season.
Because people hate greatness. Obviously, look at LeBron James, right?
Obviously, Derrick Rose is surprising. Other than that, it looks pretty kosher.
Who's missing on that list?
Who's missing?
Yeah.
They got everyone. No one's missing. They got Pascal Siakam on here.
You don't think De'Aaron Fox is missing?
Oh.
You're raving about him.
Yeah, I would have him above Lonzo, actually. You're right.
Just because you want him. I would rather have Lonzo Ball than De'Aaron Fox.
What?
I would. I'm sticking by it.
What?
I like Lonzo.
You want me to look up the stats?
Stats ain't got nothing to do with it.
Except that they count towards the game.
Yeah. I don't think stats are everything, though.
I think when I watch this Lakers team, I go, man, if we had Fox instead of Lonzo, we'd be so much better. We would be.
I like Lonzo.
He actually does things. Lonzo's been actually pretty good the past couple games, but Fox...
We're throwing dimes.
Really... Yeah, you're right, but...
Playing defense.
Especially when LeBron's on the court, I think Fox is a better fit.
I don't know.
We'll never know. That's the bad thing about it.
We bet some pizza.
What do you want to bet pizza on?
10 years from now, who will be...
Who's better?
Yes.
Well, how are we going to measure it? All-star basis.
We might have started something there. Like, prophecy boys.
We'll figure out how to measure that bet, and we'll make the bet. Maybe in the next episode. I don't know. But, man, the next episode is going to be awesome. We're going to see Boogie. We're going to see what that's all about.
Oh, my gosh. Please don't get hurt.
Probably some trades because we're getting closer to trade deadline. We didn't talk about Pat McCaw. Whatever. Trader. Trader.
Oh, is he at the Spurs game?
I don't know. What a trade.
Trader. He's trying to get his money.
Anyways, the next episode, I'm excited for it. You excited for it?
I'm excited for it. I got to ask you something.
What?
Is the 76ers able to trade Jimmy Butler if they wanted to? Or are you able to get traded twice in one season?
You are.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, very last thing. DeMarcus Cousins, first 2 games in LA. How many points is he scoring?
About average or total?
Total points.
You get 50 points.
So 25 in each game.
He might do 40 and then 10.
I'm taking the under. We're betting pizza on that.
What?
You want to bet pizza on that?
You didn't tell me that. We can bet pizza on the game.
40.
Let's bet pizza.
42 points.
I rather.
No,
Bet pizza on the game.
I don't care about the game. I care
Wait,
about
I care about the game.
42 points, 42 and a half over and under. What do you take?
That's not something I want to bet pizza on.
40 is my lowest. 40 and a half.
40 and a half.
Is my lowest. This is the lowest I could go. DeMarcus Cousins over under 40
He's getting under
and a half
that.
points.
He's getting under that.
He's
He's
going
going
to
to be a minute
50.
restriction. Yeah, because I was hyping it up like, oh, you're going to get 50. You know, I try to be.
What's the lowest you're willing to go?
The lowest?
Yeah.
10. Well, let's bet on the game.
Trying to rob
Let's
you
bet
of
on the
pizza.
game. I say we bet on the game.
I'm saying
Your boy,
under
is
40
LeBron going to
as
be available for that game?
Maybe.
Oh, so then you definitely don't want to bet on that then.
Whatever. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.